You know, we talk a lot about success, about dreams, about achievement, but what's that one thing, that one non-negotiable ingredient that ties them all together? Well, today we're going to dig into that fundamental secret: pure, simple effort.
I absolutely love this quote. It's just such a perfect hook because it highlights a universal truth, doesn't it? The dictionary might be the one and only place where success gets to come before work, but in every other part of life, in the real world, yeah, that sequence is always reversed. The work has to come first.
So let's start with that foundational idea. This first section is all about connecting the dots between the things we want and the sweat it takes to actually get them.
Here it is. It's a statement so fundamental that honestly we probably forget it half the time. Anything that's worth having is worth working for. Just think about that for a second. A goal you achieved, a relationship you really cherish, a skill you've mastered. Isn't its value, its real value, tied directly to the effort you put in?
And this quote from Henry Ford just brilliantly shows how this whole idea scales up. It's not just about you and your personal goals. Ford understood that if you want to make a real impact on the world, if you truly want to contribute something valuable, you have to engage with people through what they do, through their labor and their industry.
Okay, so now we have to pivot. Let's look at the flip side of this coin, the corrosive, destructive force that works against every single achievement. It's time to understand the anatomy of laziness.
First thing you have to get is this: laziness isn't just some passive state of rest. The source material frames it as an active force of decay. It doesn't just let things be, it actively destroys them, piece by piece.
And it deforms our potential. It can take a sharp mind and just dull its edges until it's almost unrecognizable.
And ultimately, it impairs our ability to contribute, to function, and to grow. You could say laziness is really just the slow shutdown of everything that makes us capable.
Now, what's really interesting here is how all these things are connected. It's like a chain reaction. When you waste talent, what happens? You destroy dreams. And when dreams get destroyed, self-esteem just plummets. This is exactly how a person who's full of potential, a giant, can end up with absolutely nothing.
And that brings us to this really pivotal question. If doing nothing reduces you to a beggar, what's the action that elevates you? How do you get from the sidewalk to the throne room?
Well, the answer, of course, is found in the direct opposite of laziness. It's found in the power of diligence. This is where we turn the corner, moving from the problem straight to the solution.
This ancient proverb is so profound. To stand before kings, it isn't literally about meeting royalty, right? It's a metaphor for earning a place in the rooms where the big decisions are made. It's about being so good, so committed to what you do, that you gain the respect and the attention of the most influential people. Diligence is your ticket into those rooms.
And the contrast really couldn't be any clearer. On one side, you have mere talk, all the wishing, the planning, the dreaming, without any of the doing. And where does that path lead? To poverty. But on the other side, you have labor, any labor. And that's the path to profit, to growth, to actual results.
And you know, this whole principle, it's not just some nice motivational philosophy. The source material suggests it's actually a fundamental law, something that's woven into the very fabric of nature itself.
I find this incredibly empowering. Emerson is basically telling us that genius isn't some mystical, unattainable gift that only a few people have. No, it's just practical wisdom that has rolled up its sleeves and gotten its hands dirty. The most brilliant ideas are always the ones that have been put to work.
And this breaks it down perfectly. Nature provides the potential, but not the completion. The world is filled with resources, with all these opportunities. The nuts, the fish, the raw materials, but there's always a crucial next step that is left completely up to us. The potential is the gift for sure, but realizing that potential, that requires our work.
Okay, let's bring all of this home now. We've talked about the principle, we've talked about the problem, and we've talked about the solution. So now let's talk about you and what this all means for everything you want to achieve.
This right here is the core takeaway. We all see the sweetness of success, the recognition, the accomplishment, the reward, but we so often miss the secret ingredient that actually creates it. And that secret, well, it's not magic, it's the sweat. And this is the final, powerful command. It's a call to action. The opportunity is not just going to fall into your lap. The door isn't going to open on its own. You have to push. You have to actively extend yourself beyond your comfort zone. You have to stretch.
So that's the question I want to leave you with. All that potential we talked about, The nuts, the fish, the raw materials of your own life. It's all right there. It's all within reach. The only question left is, will you stretch for it